Hello, hello.
Hello, would you like the intro?
Drumroll, please. Welcome to the HONA Podcast with...
Charl and Mike.
Oh, I'm first today.
Oh, it sounds weird, don't it?
With Mike and Charl.
Thank you for everyone joining us again. I think this might be episode...
Oh, God, I haven't got a clue, so don't ask me.
We've lost track.
Yeah.
I want to say 10, maybe 11, maybe 9, I don't know. We're in that region. We've made it to almost double figures, or we're in double figures.
Well done.
Here we go. So what are we talking about today, my love?
I thought we could talk, because we have touched on it before, but we could do a little bit more about education, because it's a little bit of a passion project of mine.
Yeah.
And just to... Basically, with the LMS launching, I think it'd be really, really nice to sort of take a little deep dive.
So we're going to be talking about education and with a little bit of a lean towards online education, because we have our online learning.
Yay!
Which has been a passion project of Charlotte's and Gaia for such a long time.
Yeah. And to be honest, I didn't think it would take as long as it has, but it's been...
A lot of I's to dot, a lot of T's to cross.
Yeah, but worth every minute. Love it. Before we do,
we have got shout out of the week, community shout out of the week, shout out the week. We go with the flow, however we say it on the day. You've got a lovely one. So not long ago, we had our after Christmas party, and we met a fantastic nail tech that's really stuck in our minds. We've DM'd a lot, and they put a beautiful post up about...
It was so nice.
About HONA, about our event, and I think it's someone you really clicked with on the evening.
Yes.
It's someone you enjoyed spending a lot of time with.
Yeah, well, it was weird because we actually have a mutual friend as well.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
Is she from South Wales?
Yeah, a girl that I went to school with, she said, oh my God, you're going to Charlotte's event. She was like, oh my God, do you know Charlotte? And we were like, yeah, we went to school together. So it was really, really lovely to like bond and have that in common with her. But her name is Sophie, and her Instagram is me, myself, and meningitis. And basically, her background was she has got through meningitis. She is in a wheelchair now, but she came to our after Christmas party on her own. And
how brave! Hands off to any nail tech who pushes themselves out of their comfort zone to come to an industry event alone. And even bigger shout out to Sophie as well for being confident enough to know, because she's a new nail tech as well. Being a new nail tech, to push herself out, to go to an industry event, being a wheelchair as well. You've got all the additional challenges with that. It's like, is the venue accessible and stuff like that? And she really grasped the opportunity with both hands. And
but that is something that we always make sure with our events is, you know, it is accessible to everyone.
Cool.
And so straight away she came up to me. She actually took part in our online training.
Yeah,
so she did her complete course with us.
So our online training, as we do with almost every single launch we do, we offer out to lots of different nail techs to get genuine, honest feedback. And Soph was one of the volunteers who said, look, I'm not a nail tech. I would love to become a nail tech. I have limited mobility.
As well.
And she got allergies. Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
She has limited mobility, so it wasn't always easy for her to go to a in-person education. So she was a perfect candidate for our online course.
Absolutely.
And there was a couple of stipulations, like she'd have to give us raw, unfiltered feedback.
Yep.
Like heavily criticize anything you want, tell us what was good, what was bad, if anything was irrelevant, and so on. And being somebody who was outside the industry, who wanted to get into the industry, there couldn't have been a more perfect candidate for our online complete course. And again, that is somebody who grasped the opportunity with both hands, not only learned to become a nail tech through HONA, pushed herself to come to an event, being a new nail tech, come to an event on their own.
And she met so many friends, and I was so like proud. I was really, really happy for her. And
it's
so, it was
such
really
a nice
lovely.
little success story.
And she loves the podcast too, so.
Here we go, Anne. Here we go. We hope whenever you're listening to this now, that you left a real impact on me and Charlotte.
Yeah, well, it was really lovely meeting you.
I'm already excited about seeing you at our next event or seeing you develop as a nail tech. It's a great opportunity, and I really think you're going to thrive and run with it.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah. So well done, Soph. You're our little shout out of the week. So should we get into today's episode, and we'll talk a little bit about what courses we offer, because I don't think we've actually touched on that in any episode before, and what you can kind of expect to get from our courses.
So anyone who's about to watch this or listen to this episode, we're going to talk about what an actual HONA education course looks at, what you get in your kit. We've got different tier kits. We're going to talk about the differences between an in-person and online. I know we touched on it before because we've got our online learning now. It's what you can expect from that.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is going to be very much a Charlotte podcast. So you're not going to hear my voice as much, which is going to break me. I'll try my hardest. I'll try.
I was going to say, I can't imagine that. So we do our complete courses. So a complete course is basically for somebody that is not a nail tech, so somebody that wants to qualify to become a nail tech. And within that course, you will basically learn all of the knowledge, all of the background, all of the contraindications, contraactions, health and safety, fire safety, all of those really boring things. I feel
boring,
that a lot
but legally essential.
Boring but legally essential. But I do feel that it will help you massively further along down the line. You'll be able to, when you go to set up and start, you'll know, right, okay, because I've done that now, I know I've got to get this involved. I've got to get all these legislations and everything as well.
Yeah.
And also on that course, then we go through your basic prep, we go through your gel manicure application, and we go through your builder application as well. So you have that really solid base, that really solid start to be able to be like, right, okay, now I can put this into practice. So that is our complete course. Next up then, we have just our gel manicure course. So not everyone wants to learn builder, which is absolutely fine to do. And if you don't want to learn builder, you can just do the gel manicure course. So again, we'll cover all of the theory, all of the background knowledge that you will need to know, but we'll just focus on gel polish application.
Out of curiosity, why would somebody just do a gel? Is this somebody who maybe wants to do nails at home just on themselves?
Could potentially,
They just want to, because it seems almost, and our stats probably, I'll have to look into it. Like I would say overwhelming majority would either do a complete course if they're not a nail tech, or they would do a build a gel course if they are like looking to upskill or get more knowledge. I don't know how many people would just choose a gel, unless you are somebody at home who loves the industry or who loves nails, and you just want to maybe do it yourself at home.
Yeah, I feel like it's probably not our best selling course because, like you say, a lot of people will start and think, well, if I'm going to learn gel polish, I might as well do the builder. Or if you already know how to do gel manicure, you're probably going to want to go on to do the builder then after that as well. But very, very good for people that will want to do their own at home, but will need the qualification to do so to be able to buy professional products.
Yeah.
So having a certificate that you can present to an insurance is obviously really, really important if you are buying professional products. We're a professional brand only. You have to upload a certificate to us to be able to buy our products.
And when you upload a certificate, we manually check it. So please don't DM me saying, why ain't it working? We get hundreds. And if there was a way I could get some kind of AI to check it, to make sure this is accredited, I would.
Yeah.
But we manually check each one to verify it, and I get lots of DMs, and sometimes they happen over the weekend and I don't come in till Monday morning, and then it's like a weekend switch. So I try and do it when
as often as
on the weekend. I'm often there, like in a queue, like looking at certificates.
Going, yep, no, yep.
And here's a little bit of something. Like I've had to start, and I'd say the last couple of months, I've had to start rejecting like some online courses that weren't, they're like, I've never heard of the company, and we always have to make sure it's a reputable company that they're learning from.
Yeah.
But it has to be accredited. You can't just upload a piece of paper that says I've learned gel polish.
Yeah.
Like, it has to be accredited. It has to be shown that you are, because with accreditation comes that you can prove that you can get insurance and stuff.
Yeah, that's the difference. Is there's a lot that will say a certificate of completion.
Yeah,
or a certificate of accreditation.
And this is something some nail techs who applied to get professional status on HONA, I've had to reject, and they've come at us going, why have you rejected me? And I'm like, oh, you haven't got an accredited qualification. She was like, yes. They didn't even realise they weren't getting a proper, I don't want to say the word proper, they weren't getting an accredited qualification. They were unaware. It made the word in the companies have used made it sound, and I feel bad by saying, look, you're going to have to do another course that's accredited. The chances are they've probably just gone to a different company that doesn't care as much as us about being accredited. But we've had to reject.
It's the way that you get your insurance, though, and you get a decent insurance. And a lot of people may think, especially if they're brand new coming into the industry, oh, you know, it's just nails. Do I really need insurance? What realistically is the worst thing that can happen? Trust me, it's the people that say that will be the people that need it.
Sod's law, touch wood.
But yeah, just to reiterate, please, if you are doing any online training, make sure that it is an accredited course that you can then go on to get insurance by. It will usually say in all the small prints which insurers that then will take that.
Yeah.
If it doesn't mention insurers,
and
please be wary.
If you're unsure, just ask the company, is this accredited? If so, by who?
Yeah.
If they don't reply to you, or they try and word it saying, no, it's not accredited, but you don't need it, red flag.
Yeah, definitely. If you're spending money on training as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So after gel manicure, then we have our builder courses. So builder, we obviously originally started out with pure build. We then introduced pure foundation, and I'm just going to say, because we've dropped many of hints before, builder in a pot.
Yeah.
So builder, just as a whole, we go through as well. So this is a shorter course. So it is a 5-hour course in person, and it basically will not go over too much of the theory. We will still cover all of the theory. We know that those people are already...
You have to have a qualification before. So there's an assumption that you already have a base knowledge and skill foundation.
Yeah, so those people that have just done their gel manicure and then want to upskill and do builder, or if they've done, you know, their complete course and they want a little bit more of the builder sort of application, or if they're converting, which I'll go into, or they've never used builder in a pot, for example, or they've never used a hypoallergenic builder.
Or if they're looking at the HONA and they're like, well, we've got pure build a pot, pure foundation.
I want to know all about them and their application techniques.
What's the differences? Why have you got, like, and then... So even if you're a master at builder gel and you think, do you know, what's the difference between, you know, it's a good example of maybe you would want to do some training to learn the HONA way, for example.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like that leads nicely then into our conversion courses. So again, it's for qualified nail techs already. So you are coming under the assumption that, you know, again, we always ask to check your certificates. You already have that base knowledge. So we then just teach you, as Mike said, the HONA way. So how we recommend you prep the nails, how we recommend you apply both your gel polish, your builder gel, everything like that. We then also do our Swift tips, which I love. I have a little Swift tip on my thumb right here.
So Swift tips is HONA's full cover system. It's named Swift tips, so how quick you can apply this service.
Absolutely.
The chemistry and the products we use were designed for speed of application. So the Pure Bond, the Clear Pure Foundation, it was really designed to be able to apply tips fast. And by doing the training, you'll learn like the nuances of our full cover system and how quick it is to use.
Absolutely. I love a Swift tip. Absolutely love it. And then finally we have our TrueSculpt as well. So this is HONA's hard gel, which has recently launched, and again the feedback has been absolutely amazing. But hard gel has kind of made a comeback in the industry, and I feel like now people like myself who trained many years ago have loved seeing it come back, but it's really nice then to do a refresher course. And we've spoken about like the ingredients in TrueSculpt before, in the fact that they are brand new ingredients, so it's quite nice to be able to learn how to apply that correctly. And we've got 3 different variations of TrueSculpt as well, so learning the differences and learning which clients you're going to use which gel on as well.
And even like you're on your training, you'll learn like, oh well, I don't have many clients that would need Express, which is our fastest application type of hair gel. So you may like, oh, I just need to focus on Core, which is our versatile hair gel. Or you may like, do you know what? I'm really into the idea of getting into high fashion editorial where they have long, intricate, like exquisite art. You think like, do you know what? I'm looking to dip my toe into that. That's where fibre would come. So you learn the nuances of each product.
Yeah, and in that course as well, you will learn different application techniques. So you will learn how to sculpt a form. And I feel like that is such a really good skill to know how to do. Because if you aren't trained in Swift tips and you want to build a natural form using the hard gel, that is a really, really good skill to have, invaluable, in my opinion. And also then we do cover how to apply glue on tips as well, and then do a hard gel overlay. So again, in that course you get a variety of different techniques that I feel that you could apply to loads of different clients differently.
Yeah. So that's the in-person education, yeah?
It is, but every single one of those is also available online.
Yeah.
And
we did do an episode, so search back into our episodes and look into our deep dive into the differences between online and in-person training.
Yeah.
And we always do say, like, if in-person is a superior form of training,
100%.
You'll be able to ask questions, you'll be able to...
It's that real-time feedback.
Yeah, and every educator will have like skills and tips and hints they've picked up over decades of experience in some cases, and they'll be able to like, do you know what, if you apply it this way and then turn your thumb upside down or something like that, or you like follow this type of line of light, they'll have their own little quirks of and then you'll be like, oh, do you know what, that's great.
Yeah, like you take that sort of personalisation away from an in-person training.
Like we mentioned in our shout out, in-person training isn't always applicable to everyone. We have a lot of international nail techs who, unfortunately, we don't have a suitable educator near them. We also have, like in Soph's case, like she wasn't able to access certain educators because of mobility and access. So online training gives us the ability to offer like high quality, like really good education.
From the comfort of your own home.
In the comfort and in your own time and space.
And I think online training has got its own place as well.
And you know what? I'm going to say this, sorry to interrupt. It's got a bad stigma because of the substandard education that's currently available. Like I mentioned, we've had to delete some people's certificates because it hasn't been accredited. And it's because they've offered an online build a course for $9.99. I'm like, you can only imagine what that type of quality of training is.
Yeah.
And it's like night and day our training to a training course like that.
Yeah. So again, I think, you know, when we say we take so much time in making sure that we run these tests and make sure that we get some valuable feedback, it's so important to us because we want it to be able to, you know, stand out against other online training.
Yeah, and like we'll never release something that's not as good or better than something in the industry.
No, definitely not.
That's our whole goal.
But I think a really good point of online training is upskilling, which we have mentioned previously in one of our episodes. So if, for example, you are an already qualified nail tech and maybe you've used another brand of full cover gel extensions, but you just want to learn the HONA way, an online education may be absolutely fine for you, because you already have that sort of similar knowledge from your previous brand. So online, absolutely great. And you can do it in the comfort of your own home. You can do it at your own pace as well. I know some people, I myself am a very visual learner, but if I get too much information all at once, it doesn't always sit right. So at least having that option then of online, you can, you know, stop, pause, do it at your own time, go away, practice, nail a certain thing, pardon the fun, and then come back to it and know that, right, okay, I know how to do that properly now, I can move on to the next bit. Whereas sometimes if you are in a class of maybe a few people, you don't want to get left behind. So that's a real good perk of online training as well.
I think it's a good point. So, like, what really separates HONA's online training, do you think? Like, what is it about ours that we can say to somebody who's done online training before and said, like, do you know what, it's crap? Or, like, how can we combat that statement? Because I know ours isn't. I know we've got lots of people who've tried it, so we've got case studies. Yeah. But what can we say on this podcast now, the difference between our online training compared to others out there?
I feel like we've touched on that quite a bit in the fact that, yes, we have done a lot of case studies and got a lot of testimonials from, you know, every single course that we've put out there. We've got a fair few people to trial and test it and make sure
from different experiences as well.
Yeah, so, you know, I'm going to, again, shout back to Sophie, somebody that has done a little bit of self-teaching at home and then has got her full qualification to become a qualified nail tech. And it's amazing to hear her feedback in how thorough she thought the course was.
And this is a good time to shout out Gaia, our head of education. She's such a perfectionist, and she wanted to put something out there that is perfect. Yeah. And she's constantly chasing this perfection. Like, her videos are so intricate. Her mannerisms on the voiceover, even the length of...
She doesn't miss a detail.
Even down to the length of pauses in between sentences to make sure that you really understand what that sentence was about. She's a master applicator of all HONA products, so I've got to give a little shout out to her as well, because she's done a fantastic job with the online learning.
Absolutely. It is so in-depth and so detailed, and that is down to Guy's character as a person, definitely. I think as well, in our courses, it's very, very visual, but we also have a lot of the sort of written theory then to go alongside it as well. So you're not just watching a video and then moving on. You've got everything there as well to refer back to, which, again, is really, really good.
One thing we wanted to combat as well was somebody getting the course or paying for the course and then just skipping most of it just to get that qualification.
Yeah, so you can't do that.
You can't. Like, you have to literally read it. Yeah. There's interactivity, there's quizzes on it to make sure that you actually, especially the important bits, you're not able just to skip through it. Yeah. Like, you have to really pay attention.
It'll come up with a little notification. But as well,
that's with intent. We want you to actually get the education and learning. We don't just want to chuck a qualification at you and then chuck you out into the wild to try and learn.
No, because it's our name on there as well. And
we stand behind all our products, all our education, and
our educators.
And exactly, our educators. And we stand by this online training as well. Like, it's... Again, if it wasn't going to be better or as good as what already out there, we wouldn't have even released it. But this one is one of them that I really back.
Yeah, definitely. I think as well with the case studies, so we still get you to do case studies exactly the same as we do with in-person training as well. And so it's not one of these things that you just get a certificate at the end.
These assessments, these case studies, we are like thorough and critical on there. Like, if there is something that's not worked or you've done something which we feel may cause service breakdown, we'll ask you to go back, look at the points we raised and submit another one. Each one of them is checked by either Charlotte here, one of the founders of HONA, or our head of education. It's really important that you go away from our online course like really tooled up and skilled up to be able to provide a HONA manicure at the standard which we try and do throughout the business.
Yeah, and it's not us, trying to trip you up or trying to say, no, you're doing this wrong. We want you to feel as knowledgeable and empowered as you possibly can and feel confident as well. I think, as we pointed out, there is this stigma with online training, so we don't want you to go away from it and feel like, oh, I can't do it.
I think that's one of the goals of this online learning HONA set. And I don't want to big it up too much, but I'm really proud. We really want to break that stigma that online training isn't good, because I think ours is excellent.
Yeah,
it really is.
I think another thing that makes us stand out with ours as well, and this relates to both in person and online, is we always have that continued support afterwards as well. You've either got your in-person educator to go back to if there are any questions that you have, in regards to case studies, in regards to anything else you need to sort of like maybe go over again. I have always offered to my students, if there's anything that you feel like you want to go over again, more than happy to get you back on another course, or if you want a one-to-one Zoom call, that's another thing that we do offer. We've got the Facebook community, which again, all of our educators are in. So we've got that continued support.
And the community is really active. It's not just a stagnant area, it's very active.
Yeah.
I think there's around 6,000 members in there, so it's slowly growing. Good. But it's a really active community.
Yeah.
So we're really proud of it. And that's a lot of testimonial down to Lowry, to Morgan and Jen now as well.
Yeah, definitely. And like everyone in there is from different backgrounds as well. So you have brand new nail techs that are looking for that extra bit of support. And it is such a supportive place, I feel. And I think everyone's very, very knowledgeable in there as well, which is awesome. Incredible. Yeah. So I feel like that was a really good sum up, basically, of...
Yeah. So online education should be available by the time this podcast comes out. If you're a client or a non-nail tech, it may be a good opportunity for us, or an in-person one. We can highly recommend a lot of educators around the country, wherever you're from. If you're new to HONA and you're getting teething issues, reach out to us. There may be an opportunity for us to collab with you on an LMS, get your feedback and stuff. So don't be afraid to reach out to us if you're already qualified and you're looking to get that little bit more knowledge. Yeah. Or even if you're a nail tech watching this going, do you know what? I'd like to be a HONA nail tech. I resonate with what they're trying to do. I resonate with their morals, their ethics, their message. Drop us a message, drop Guy a message, Charlotte a message, or just drop HONA an email, whatever contact detail you have of us, and let us know. Tell us why you want to become a HONA educator, and yeah, hopefully we can get you on board and help spread the HONA message.
Love that. Yeah. Should we do a little question of the week?
Question of the week.
Bit more please.
I know.
You look like you got sleepy.
This is very much your podcasting, and I'm gonna. Yep. So,
question of the week this week. What goes through your mind? I feel like this is quite relevant, actually. Okay. What goes through your mind when someone says they're a self-taught nail tech? I feel like this could be quite controversial.
Do you want to ask me that question?
Go on then. What goes through your mind then if somebody says to you, I'm a self-taught nail tech?
Oh, so you haven't got a qualification? That's the first thing I think.
Oh, right, okay, that's straight out the gate.
Yeah. What goes... And do you know what? That was a bit tongue-in-cheek. The problem is with me, if you're a self-taught nail tech who knows all the theory, has been applying nails for over a decade and stuff like that, I understand why you can be proud to say that. But from a legal point of view, an insurance point of view, can you get insurance without being qualified? So it just means you're not insured. Mm-hmm. Which means you're probably rolling the dice every single time. Yeah. All it takes is that one day you drop acetone on someone's eyeball. I don't know.
What are you doing?
I don't know. Or there is someone swallows gel polish. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Something crazy can happen.
Yeah.
And you can get...
You just want to be as safe as you possibly can.
Yeah, I don't know if you can get... if anything ever happens and you get sued or you get prosecuted and they're like, well, you shouldn't be doing these services because you haven't got a qualification.
Definitely.
It's probably a scary thing to go through where... Yeah. That's my instinct.
There's so many people that are out there that are self-taught and they are absolutely incredible. This skill is unparalleled. And
it'd probably almost be irrelevant them learning, doing an online course or an in-person course because they, in some cases, might be even more skilled up than the educator stuff, but like it's to get that qualification and to then get that insurance, which they really should do. That's my initial thought on that.
So let's hear some responses then.
Where was this asked to?
So I think this was on, I want to say this was in the community.
Or TikTok. I'm not
sure. Potentially TikTok.
Anyway, guys, question of the week goes in an email, TikTok, Instagram community. So always try and look out for it.
So, question of the week. What goes through your mind when someone says they're self-taught nail tech? Everyone starts somewhere, but please do your research. And I can totally echo that. I almost feel like, you know, like you mentioned there, just if somebody is self-taught for like 10 years plus, they're going to have a little bit of research behind them, surely.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, yes, get that qualification just to be able to go forward with insurance. So somebody else said, I feel like this is what gives our industry a bad name. Everyone thinks it's an easy job they can do at home. And I can, again, totally see that point.
So they're looking at it from somebody's just doing a DIYer at home.
Yeah.
Do you know what? With that, it is interesting because you do see, and I think it's particularly on the TikTok platform, you see those who are able to buy build pro products, what we would call pro products, builder gels and stuff like that from Amazon or Shein or whatever they get them. And you see them trying to apply it and they're like, oh, not bad for the first time. And then it looks like a mountain range. It's just bumpy. And like, do you know what I mean?
All over the skin and everything.
And you're like, oh, like kudos to giving it a go. Yeah. But it's not the same. Like your nail tech is a skilled person.
Yeah.
Like, and
so
even me trying to apply a builder gel, a guy who really understands the chemistry, and I know in my mind how it should be applied. But the difference,
it's mastering that skill.
Yeah,
though,
the difference between knowing how to apply it, like doing the swoosh, the bead, the push down the pole, side to side. I know exactly how to do it.
You could tell someone how to do it.
Yeah, but I putting it in place, learning how the industry, like the pressure of pushing that bead back to the cuticle, the pressure of swooping it, like knowing when it's got too much on it or too little on it, like right down to
that's a skill.
How long to stick it upside down for to get that apex, or even how the level get the level out with the line of light. Like I kind of know all that, but me actually doing it is another matter.
Yeah, and you sound like you could do a perfect job.
Yeah. And that's where I think the assumption is like, oh, well, I know how to. I see my nail tech doing it. That looks easy.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like driving a car looks easy until you start learning, and then you're stalling every 5 minutes. Like cars going on, you're like, oh. Everything looks easy.
Everything looks easy until you have a go yourself.
Yeah.
I'm self-taught, but went on to doing an online course, and I actually felt more prepared and less nervous because I already knew a bit about it. And I can totally resonate with that, because for me, if I'm ever going to try anything new, I like to do my research before. Yeah.
So,
and almost have a little go.
This self-taught person used it as a base to go learn more at a later date, like an online or in-person course.
Yeah.
That's clever. Yeah, because the last thing you probably want to do is the first time you ever pick up a gel polish or a builder gel is day one on your online course or in your... You want to kind of have some
like background knowledge
and stuff like that. So I understand where they say that they want to have even to learn how to hold. And I think that's where non-pro products can really come in. Like you can buy brushes from HONA, so you can learn how to do. Like you can go on press-ons, you can learn like use nail polish on press-ons and stuff to learn how to like do line work and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, there's always little things
even
you can do.
Even down to like filing. So for me as an educator, I can always tell when people come on my courses who has picked up a file in comparison to somebody that has never touched one in their life.
Yeah.
Just from the way that they hold it or the way that they angle it. And for me as an educator, I actually think, oh, do you know, it's so much easier to teach you because you've kind of already got that base knowledge.
Yeah.
Rather than starting from the very, 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 very basic. So, you know, again, it's like there is safe ways to do it, like you said, you know, on press-ons or like a was going to say a prosthetic hand, like a fake hand that you can get practice on. So there are such easy ways that you can self-teach before actually going on a course. And another good point to that is you can almost see if this is something that you have a natural flair in as well, because, you know, courses can be quite expensive. And if you start to do something and you think, do you know what, it's either something I don't really enjoy, I'm just not picking it up at all, or if you start to do it and you go, oh my God, I've got a real knack for this, I could go somewhere. And then it gives you that push then to be like, right, okay, I'm going to go and do my full course now, my full accredited course.
Yeah.
So I think that's a really good thing to do.
Do you know what? I'm thinking out now, like, this would be a good question to ask the community for a question, like, in a few weeks' time or so. Like, what previous jobs, set them up good to be a nail tech? So, like, if somebody's a painter, or if somebody loves Warhammer, like the intricate drawing.
I knew you were going to bring that up.
Do you know what I mean? Like, and do you know what you think? Oh, that would really. There's a lot of transferable skills there.
Do you know what?
And if like a scaffolder or a bricklayer became an nail tech, you're like, what? You think maybe a bricklayer, because they have to learn how much cement to stick between bricks, so they understand pressure and leveling and stuff. Maybe there's some transferable skills. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I think that's a good one. What transferable skills from previous jobs would work in the nail industry?
Yeah.
A vet. Pressure on sticking a needle into a doggy.
I think that would be like more aesthetics, but okay.
Yeah. But you know where I'm getting at. You know where I'm getting at.
You see where you're getting at. Like, usually people that come to me, like as clients, for example, they instantly presume, oh, I bet you were really arty in school.
Yeah.
And yeah, I did love art. Like, I was so much more a
creative,
practical, creative person. But I didn't do very well in art. I prefer teeny tiny canvases. Yeah. And the last one basically said, absolutely not. You won't get pro products and you won't get proper insurance, which you basically said at the beginning.
That was my instinct. And I think that's doing it a disservice, because you can use self-taught to give you a good foundation to then go on and learn in online and in person. So it has its place to start learning. So as long as you don't use it as long as you know that at some point you should definitely get qualified, and you should never work on a paid person, a paid client. If you're not insured, that should be a fundamental no.
Yeah, definitely.
And if you
just protects you.
And if you are, like, just get yourself covered. It would, like, it's to benefit you at the end of the day.
Yeah, absolutely. So, should we do a little behind the scenes?
Yeah, we should do, because. Oh no, I can't say that.
What? I'm intrigued.
I can't say that because it hasn't been confirmed. Cara, no, you go. Sorry, guys. I almost slipped up then. Go on, you give behind the scenes.
I was thinking.
I know what we can do.
Okay, he's back on it.
Sorry. We usually tell behind the scenes of HONA from a product point of view. How about we do behind the scenes? Why don't we talk about the company and what we did for our Christmas party?
Yeah?
God knows when this comes out. It could be in the middle of summer, actually. So there is now, I don't know, 15, 16, 17, 18, something like that.
There's 19.
There's 19. There's 19 of us who work at HONA now in various departments. We've got marketing, we've got manufacturing, we've got operations, education,
product development.
Yeah, so there's a lot of people sharing. And so we're always celebrating. We're always got somebody coming in. We've always got something to do. So I thought it'd be nice to talk about what we did for our Christmas party.
Yeah, that'd be really, really cute.
Go on, so how does HONA celebrate a successful year?
To be fair, this was probably my favourite Christmas party.
Yeah,
because it involved steak.
Me and Charlotte took everyone to our favourite restaurant, which we book quite often. It's called Pasture. Shout out Pasture if you're listening.
Yeah, Pasture in Cardiff.
Yeah, shout out. if you want to give us, if you want to hook us up. But they've got a restaurant in Bristol, Cardiff, and they've just opened in Birmingham. So any Birmingham nail techs who love steak, jump on it. It's amazing.
My God,
so
incredible.
we took the entire team to one of the nicest steak restaurants we've ever been to in Cardiff. We hired out a room downstairs.
It was gorgeous.
And we basically said, guys, order what you want, and there was a lot of
steak flying around. There was a lot of wine flying around.
A lot of red wine and steak. And it was big cuts of meat. I think me and you shared a
good old tomahawk.
A tomahawk steak. But the sides, so it was like spinach gratin, like seasonal veg, mac and cheese, mash. More red wine.
You're making me hungry now.
I know.
But yeah, it was really, really good. So we had a really, really lovely meal there.
And we've got such a different group of people at HONA. We got a lot of Gen Z, like we got some boomers. My dad's a boomer.
My mum?
Your mum's a boomer. We got our parents working for us. There's me and Shawa.
Good old millennials.
And then we've got a few millennials.
I feel like it was a really good night to satisfy everyone.
And
everyone loves good food.
Everyone got a little bit wine drunk, like heavy eyes. And after we celebrated eating steak and drinking wine, we headed to we hired out a booth and stuff in a club where we got a load of...
the young and stayed for the club.
We got a load of... And so
we went home.
we all went to the club.
The club.
And slowly the boomers disappeared.
The millennials disappeared.
But we had Jen singing Amy Winehouse on the stage, spinning it. I think I was spinning Scarlett on the dance floor at one point.
Grace, I think.
Was it Grace? I'm spinning
probably
somebody.
Scarlett as well, to be fair. It was a really, really good night.
So that's
really
that's how we celebrated, and we do end of quarters every 3 months. We celebrate the quarter, and we do a little activity and stuff.
Kind of like a little team bonding,
Just a little
which is
team
really
bonding,
nice.
yeah. So HONA is a nice company to work for, I think.
You would say that.
Yeah.
You're the boss.
So anybody listening who lives in South Wales and wants to
come work for
HONA, hey, you might have some skills we need.
Yeah, I really enjoyed today's podcast.
Good podcast,
it's been really,
Charlotte.
really good.
I approve. High five.
High five. Well done.
There we go. Thank you for listening, guys. Thank you for watching. It means absolutely the world to us when you share this podcast, when you like it, when you comment. It helps us boost our engagement. It helps us keep growing. And as the podcast grow, we're looking to take it on the road, looking to get guests. So thank you for all your support, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Peace and love.